Man o' War Corsair. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Send Skaven ships to the murky depths. Cut Khorne's champions to pieces and battle sea monsters as you explore the Warhammer oceans. Turn pirate and become the scourge of the Empire, or trade your way to riches along the Bretonnian coast, based on Games Workshop's classic Man o' War. Yes, guys, it's another Warhammer game. We don't have enough. We only have 6 billion of them. We need more. We need more. It's like a cross between Mount and Blade Elite and Sid Meier's Pirates. You've got the recruiting of your crew like you do in Mount and Blade. You've got the sea combat and the map like Sid Meier's, and you've got the trading of Elite. What you do is, there's only one campaign active at the minute, but there are Chaos campaigns and another campaign coming soon. I'm not sure what the other one is, but there are 2 more campaigns currently in the works for this game. But at this moment you start off as human, and you have a ship and you have a crew, and it's just a shitty little ship with a shitty little crew. And what you do, you trade from dock to dock. There's over 50 different ports, all different races. There's orcs, there's Skavens. Is Skaven a race? I don't know a lot about the Man of War kind of Warhammer bit, but there's a lot of different races. There's elves, high elves, there's zombies, there's all kinds of badass people. The map's freaking huge, guys. It's massive, the map, and each faction has their own little ports, so if you go sailing around the other ports you're going to get trouble. You've got a bit of diplomacy in here, so you've got people who are on your side, people who hate your enemies, you know, and all that, and so you can trade goods. You can dock at any friendly port and you can sell stuff or buy stuff, so it's a case of buying low, selling high. Each port will specialise pretty much in a certain thing, so it'll produce them at that port, and so it'll have a surplus amount of them, usually at a cheaper price, so it's good to buy from them and then take to a port that needs that kind of resource. There's also notice boards where you can get quests. These quests range from diplomacy missions through to passengers, to smuggling, to piracy, to killing people, to assassinating people, to attacking ships, and loads. I mean, I haven't even done all the different types of quests. Now, before I go any further, this worth a buy is pretty much more of a first impressions worth a buy. The game is so big that I'd be on for weeks until I've actually covered everything that I want to say. But what I've done is I've done a bit of everything that's in the game. I've done the ship combat, I've done hand-to-hand combat, I've done sword fighting, I've done shooting, I've took down sea monsters, which I'll come to shortly. I've done boarding of ships, I've done smuggling, I've done assassinations, I've done diplomacy, I've done trading. I've done pretty much everything in this game, so I can tell you what it's like. Obviously, everything just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you go into the game, which you don't really need to know much about that. You want to know, basically, is it worth a buy? Am I gonna, if I go and buy this now, am I getting my money's worth? And that's what I'm going to tell you about. So I'm starting with the trading, as I'm just saying. The trading's good. I like the trading. It's very Mount and Bladey, the trading, and Elite. You know, you don't get to know the prices of the ports that you go into, but you can memorize them. You can level up your captain to get to know information about where to sell stuff, depending which tree you go down in that. But there is a tree that will show you where a good place to sell stuff is, so that's handy. That's really nice. The mission boards where you earn your early bread and butter, going out and doing the basic missions, they're pretty easy. Just taking down a couple of ships, escorting a ship to a safe harbour. You'll probably get attacked on the way, and that's my first gripe with this game. You'll get to do a mission. I'm not going to tell you the mission, but I don't want to spoil it much, but I'm going to show you a clip here of me going on a quest, and then all of a sudden these orc ships just teleport out of nowhere, because that was kind of part of the lore of that mission, but they just kind of appear out of nowhere. It's bullshit. I mean, it kind of ruined it for me, that, and there's a lot of that in the quests, where a ship will just happen to be there. Oh, there's a pirate nearby. Well, he wasn't there when I sailed in, but now that I've took the quest, he just happens to be there as I'm sailing out. You know, that kind of bullshit. You know, there's a lot of that, and I don't like it. It just ruins immersion, and it's so fucked up. It should be a pirate was seen in this vicinity, then you go there and have the vicinity quite big, so you have to hunt for him, rather than he's there on the map. Look there, right there, see that little marker? That's the captain of the pirate ship right there, so you know exactly where he is. I mean, fuck off. We don't want that. We don't want that kind of information. We don't want an exact marker on the bloody map. I can't get rid of these fucking markers. I mean, you know, it's like I haven't tried a lot to get rid of them, but it is annoying that every quest that you get told, you get to know the exact location. I'd much rather have a vague description so that I can feel like I'm actually, you know, sail ahoy and all that, you know, with me little freaking telescope looking in the vicinity, you know. Just give us a rough idea of where it is. Give us coordinates as well. Don't give us a fucking icon. This is where Sid Meier's Pirates was just brilliant. You know, it just told you fuck all. It just says, hey, you know, fuck you. Well, out you go, there's the sea. There's a map. Go fuck yourself. Well, obviously Sid Meier didn't say that. I know I'm going to bought the game. Wow, I still would have. He's awesome. But this holds your hand ridiculously in the missions. It just, I don't want to know exactly where stuff is. There was one mission where I had to find treasure and it just gave me a screenshot of like a map saying go there, and that was fun because I had to I was looking at the screenshot, then looking at the area and lining it stuff up, and that was fun. You know, I don't want to know where everything is. Stop treating gamers like they're fucking idiots, you know. I know a lot of them are, but especially ones that pre-order AAA games. But, you know, just give me a rough idea, you know. Just, it's back in the... You didn't have sat-nav back in there, you know. We did not have sat-nav in them days. Oh no, them days didn't ever exist. It's fantasy, but, you know what I'm saying. So, that's annoying. So, how's the actual combat? The ship combat is very basic. You just hold down your left mouse button and you'll get like this arrow. You can disable that, and that will show you where your cannonballs is going to hit. You push the mouse forward to extend it, you pull it back to bring it back towards you. You then press the mouse button again and that will actually fire. You can look through your scope and get a good line on it because it's quite best to aim just low down on the ship, so you can get very accurate with this. Now it's simplistic, but I love it. I don't really want trajectories and all that bullshit. I just want basic, there's a broadside, have it. So I like that, and a lot of people don't, but I do. I just love that simplistic combat. It's just really, really good fun. Now, as you start hammering a ship, you can choose to just sink it and then just wait for its cargo to surface and then just sail over it and you get its cargo, or you can choose to board it and really loot it properly. To do that, you just sail close to it, you'll get an option to board it, press the space bar, the ships come together, and then you go into captain mode. And in this mode, you just get your gun, whatever weapons that you've bought and equipped. You can equip 4 weapons, and you've got armor as well that you can buy. You can buy clothes and all that, and different armor, different weapons, and all the rest of it. And then you go onto the enemy ship and you start kicking the shit out of them. And I must say, the combat's hilariously bad. It is so fucking clunky, but it's still good fun. It's quite hilarious. The gun is so much fun, just blunderbussing people on the deck. It's just hilarious. You can also take on any of your other crewmen and fight alongside them instead of the captain, and the AI will control the captain. Now, I've got a sharpshooter who's in the crow's nest. He's like a sniper guy. He's great fun, him. I love being him. And I've also got a bright wizard, a wizard on the deck just firing fireballs and shit. And you can get more. There's quite a variety of people that you can recruit on your ship. So that's all good fun, but the combat is so shit in the sense that you just right mouse button block forever, you know, and just spam the left mouse button with a sword. If they're getting really close and you can't use your gun, just spam your left mouse button and he flails his sword all over the place. It's shite, but it's fun shite, and I still enjoy it because I loved Sid Meier's Pirates, and that had just a basic 2D captain versus the other captain doing 2 or 3 sword moves. So, you know, this is better, but it's still shite, and it looks shite. The blood splatters is the size of my fucking monitor. You know, it's ridiculous, and the graphics look shit. While I'm on, let's get all this shit out the way. The graphics look shit. The combat's clunky. You know, the blood splatters is huge. The sound's not brilliant either. But guys, other than that, the game, the sea monsters look hilariously bad as well. But other than that, the game is good. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving this game. I mean, the good points are you've got this whole map to explore. It's really big. And you've got all these different ships that you can buy, but you can also upgrade your ship. And I just love these progression games that's about trade. that's set on either getting bounties or just being a pirate. You can be a pirate if you want. You can just board other vessels, steal all their shit, get all your gold going on, and then go and refit your ship with more guns, stronger hull, and all the rest of it. Or just say, I'm done with you, ship. I want a bigger ship. And there's lots of different ships that you can buy in this game. You can expand your crew, get more powerful crew. You can get griffins that fly around. You can do all sorts, guys. And I just love the fact that you're just sailing around the sea. You don't know what's out there. Then you just hear your guy go, sail ahoy, and then they ring the bell as they go into quarters. You know, it's just so good. And then you're just engaging in combat. You might even find a load of orc ships attacking a port or some other ships, and you can just get into them and just have fun. It's a great fun game. It's a true fun game. It's one of these deep games. If you're looking for a game where you can take your time at, do a lot of trading, get the satisfaction of seeing your money going up and up and up, refit your ship, repair your ship, sell your ship, buy a new ship, just spend hours and hours. I mean, I've only done 6.1 hours on this, and I could easily have done 40, easily have done 50. It's that type of game, guys. You've got to get past the shit graphics. You've got to get past the clunky combat, which I hope they do improve, because it is fucking awful. It's worth buying the game just to see how bad the combat is when you're on board the ship. But thankfully, the main combat is actually the ship firing its cannons. Now, as I mentioned, there's also sea monsters. You can disable them if you don't want them, but I love it. I love the whole idea you're sailing on the high seas and you just don't know if there's this giant shark or this huge giant squid or a dragon. There's all kinds of sea monsters in this going to attack your ship. So I love that whole idea. Now, there's also a totally different game mode. It's like a custom battle mode where you can just set AI onto your side, AI on the enemy side, give them a fleet each, and then just get stuck into each other. But I found that boring, to be honest. I just love the whole trading thing, but I like Elite, and I like Mount and Blade for the whole where you build up your army, your supplies and your trade, and the same with Elite. And this has that. It doesn't have the combat of Mount and Blade or Elite, but it has the essence of them games in there. So there you go. If you were thinking of getting this, it is a fun game, but just bear in mind the bad things that I have mentioned in this review. But I'm giving it a thumb up. It's £20 and I'll easily get me money's worth, and that's what this channel's about. Is it worth a buy? Definitely is. Man of War Corsair is worth a buy. Why do I ring the bell? I don't know.